Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our gentle stretch class for day 1 of 5 of the strength classes. So today we're going to be concentrating on our shoulders. Not only when we think of strength, we think of, we don't equate it with flexibility. So you think all week long we'll be doing, muscle work, muscle strengthening or muscle. You think of people lifting weights and building their muscle in that way. But actually what this is let me just make sure I'm on, yeah. What this is a combination of flexibility and strength, because the muscles don't work alone. There's always an opposing muscle. So when one is stretched, the other one is strengthening and contracting, and vice versa. So what happens sometimes, we overstretch one muscle group, and then we stretch another. So for instance, the hamstrings, they tend to, more often than not, our quads, the tops of our thighs, are tight. Hamstrings are overstretched. And that in fact impacts our flexibility. So we need to stretch our quads more in order to be able to touch the ground. So they work together. So the shoulders are such an important part of our bodies. I mean, it sounds funny because obviously we need them. We wouldn't be able to, we wouldn't have a head on our head. We hold our head up. But it's such an important part because it's often the place in our body that is where we feel the most stress, where the stress gets held, in other words. We feel it in our tummies, we feel it in our heads, we feel it in different places. But our shoulders are the first sign of defense. So when we're under any kind of stress, even a minuscule amount of stress, our shoulders lift up, even a tiny bit. And what that means is it's an instinct in us as animals that our shoulders lift up to protect our necks. They're the most vulnerable parts of our body. Because they can get eaten. When animals would attack, they go right for the neck. So hence shoulders up protects the neck, and hence shoulders forward protects the heart. It's in us, it's wired in us. So whenever we have a little bit of stress, I don't know, something, you have to wake up in the morning. I suppose that can be a major stress and get on with your day. But your shoulders lift up. Throughout the night, you're dreaming. If you have a lot of stress going on in your dreams, your shoulders are lifting up towards your ears. So what we're concentrating on today is on all week, is relaxing the shoulders down, learning to identify the difference between relaxed and stressed, and also at the same time strengthening the shoulders. Our middle back is very weak for most of us because we spend time hunched over. So the front isn't stretched out enough, the front of our shoulders and our chest, and the muscles are short, and the back muscles the upper back muscles are weak. So that's what we'll be working on today, but also incorporating it in the other strength during the week. We'll be working on different parts of the body, but today is our shoulders. Just to ask you, just to let you know that we do have a YouTube channel. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe. It will help us. We want to build up the numbers to about 100. We'd love 1 million, but at least 100 for right now. And we've had to change our name to Yoga with Rebecca Jane because it used to be rjmindbody.com because of trademarking issues. So that's fine. We did that over the weekend. So those are the few things I wanted to ask you. The interesting thing about this whole class today, the theme is about change. So it's interesting how this this yoga practice, this business, online business, has been constantly under a flux of change. And every time I turn around, I have to do something different. But it's really learning to kind of go with the flow, and that's what we're doing today. So mantra, I embrace change. So let's start sitting up tall, let's start our practice, taking a few breaths, connecting with the breath. Noticing where your shoulders are at this moment. Are they up towards your ears or even halfway towards your ears? Just soften them down. And how you can do that is literally lift them up towards your ears, roll them back, and then take your shoulder blades and slide them down your back. Once they're in that position, how do you feel? You might immediately feel a release, a calm. Let's start to breathe into the rib cage, Ujjayi breath. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose, or if you wish, through the mouth, if you have any excess tension that you need to release, to get rid of. Let's take another 2 breaths, connecting, no rushing. And then gently open your eyes. And if you are sitting on something, feel free to come, if it's something really thick. If it's a small block, that's not a problem. Take your hands behind your back and just come onto your fingertips as if you're cupping those hands, and lift up through the chest. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Start to open up the front of your chest, especially around the collarbone, either looking up to the sky or looking forward. So feeling the skin as it stretches. Sometimes when we wake up or throughout the day, we start to become more and more hunched over. Take an inhale now and exhale. Bring the hands forward in front of you and let yourself fold over. Drop your head down. And as you're in this position, just take your shoulder blades and slide them down your back, as if someone has their hands on your shoulder blades and they're helping you move them down. And notice just the difference in this simply by adjusting, making that little change, embracing change. And then taking an inhale, lifting back up slowly and coming onto your hands and knees. Now, once on your hands and knees, get your hands in those flat, connect with the ground, spread those fingers. Index finger is in that 12 o'clock position. Your knees are under your hips, knees are hip distance apart. We will be doing cats and cows. The difference with this cat and cow is we're concentrating on the shoulders. So your cow, you're going to let your chest sink downward and squeeze your shoulder blades together, as opposed to sliding them down your back. And then the cat will be the same. Round through the spine, drop your head. If you're new to this, then you just follow along, I'll explain it. So inhaling, let your shoulders lift up as if you're trying to touch them, they're like wings. And then lift back up, and then push through the navel, round and dome that upper back, or that back. And then inhaling, let yourself just sink down as if someone has a string attached to the center of your chest and you're being pulled towards the ground. Elbows stay soft, but not necessarily bent. Round through the spine into your cat. So do a few more of these on your own. Inhaling, cow. This should feel really nice on your shoulders. Different shape that we're creating. As if you just came home and you're like, you're just letting everything go, all the tension go through when you're in your cow stretch. You're like, nothing more to worry about. And then you lift up and you counter that with a different stretch. Let's do one more set. and then round through the spine. Let's come back into our cat, and then inhale into your neutral spine. Curl the toes under, sit back to your heels. Now press into your hands, and now take your shoulders and slide them down. Take your upper back and imagine someone has their hand on your upper back, and they're sliding that across your upper back, their hands, to smooth it out. And then lift into your downward dogs, or that extended child's pose with the arms reaching forward. And let's connect here with the feet. Toes are touching the ground, all 10 toes. Heels maybe. Most of us do not get the heels to the ground, so don't worry about it, but close as possible. Knees are bent or straight. Connecting with those hands. Slide the shoulder blades down your back, and take a breath in through the nose. Let's exhale through the mouth. Make it loud. Get rid of all that tension and concerns and worries. Inhale, and inhale, and looking forward, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, walking to the front of your mat. Just sauntering forward as if there's not a worry, concern in the world. Come to the front of your mat. Let yourself hang here, either opposite hand to opposite elbow, hands to the ground. And take your shoulders, slide them down your back. Can you do this in this position? Yes. Let them drop as if, just let them drop down to the ground, then just lift and slide them. Notice how different you feel. Inhaling, releasing the hands from the elbows, lift up halfway. And as you lift up halfway, push into those shins. Do that again. Slide the shoulder blades down your back. Feel the difference in how you feel. Exhaling, forward fold. And that's inhale, sweep your arms up. Spin the palms up to the sky. Lift all the way up to your standing, your mountain pose. Reach the arms up with the thumbs pointing back. So open up the front of your body, either looking forward or up towards your hands, towards the sky, concentrating on the chest. And then take your arms, open them out to the sides, and come up nice and tall with the palms facing up. And then spin the palms back towards each other and interlace those hands. Now, if you can't do this with your hands, then take a strap. Grab hold of the strap. Some of us have very, very tight shoulders. Strap, or you can always grab if you have a scarf or something. So it doesn't have to be necessarily a strap. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift your hands off your back. Concentrate on stretching out the skin around the clavicles, the collarbones. Take your tailbone, lengthen it down. This should feel pretty nice. Now take a breath in, and as you breathe out, come down halfway. Keep the hands on just slightly above your lower back. And then come all the way down, forward bend. Some of us find this really difficult. So don't overdo your shoulders. We don't want to overcook them. So you can always take your hands and just rest them on your lower back, or lift them up and see how high you can bring them up to the sky, maybe even over your head. And then maybe slide the hands from side to side, if that feels okay for your shoulders. This is why I recommend a strap if you're very, very tight. Build up to this. Don't worry, you don't have to be able to do this. This is from years of practice for me. And then release the hands to the ground. Let them just float. Nothing to worry about. Let them just shake them out. Feet are hip distance apart, or even slightly wider. I would make them slightly wider. Reach the arms back behind you as if you're going to ski. Spin the palms towards each other And then lift the arms up as high as you can. So the hands are about shoulder distance apart. Then sweep the arms down. Keep your legs bent. Inhale forward keep the palms facing each other. Thumbs now up. And then sweep the arms back behind you. And maybe lift them a little higher, maybe a little higher. See what happens, see what happens. And this time release the hands down. Let the hands touch the ground, straighten those legs. Ha! Or keep them back issue, people, bend the knees. Now from this position, where are your shoulders? Did they drop back down to your ears? Just slide them down. Down, which means feels like up. And then let's step your right foot back and lower your right knee down, coming into your lunge. Fingertips on the ground, or if you can't touch the ground, hands on the thighs. Take a breath in and lift your heart, opening up that chest, opening up that right hip. Now shoulders, soften them down. Then place the hands back on the ground, step your right foot back, left foot back, downward dog, or that extended child's pose. Reposition yourself here. Where are your hands? Where are your feet? Connect. Shoulders, are they inching back towards your ears? Slide them down. The upper back, it's flat as a board, as if you can iron your shirt on that upper back. Creating space between your ears and your shoulders sends a message to your brain, you're safe. That's inhaling into your plank. And then let's lower the knees down into that knee plank with the knees down. So the same plank, but with the knees down. I want you to just simply do that drop of what we did in the cow pose before. Just drop your chest down and squeeze your shoulder blades up, and then just lift back up to neutral. So a little tiny mini push-up, but your elbows are just soft here. They're not fully bent. Drop your chest between those arms, and then lift back up. So you're working these arm muscles as well. And just drop. You're melting that heart down to the ground. Your shoulders reach up toward, they're like little wings, and then lift back up. And then just press into a child's pose for a breath to give your arms and your wrists a break, little circles of the wrists. And then inhale back into your tabletop, either extended child's pose or exhale, downward dog. Looking forward, take a breath in, and as you breathe out, either walk, or if you're in the mood for floating, float to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Slide the shoulders back down your back. Inhaling halfway. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up to the sky. Oh. This time, bring your hands in front of your heart. Once the hands reach the center of your heart, lower the shoulder blades down. As you do that, lengthen the tailbone down. Everything's going downward. And then inhale, spin the palms up, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling halfway, slide the shoulders down your back once you've gotten to that halfway point. And then step your left foot back. Lower your left knee down. Either fingers on the ground or on your right thigh. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, opening up your heart, shoulder blades down your back, looking forward, keeping your gaze soft. I'm laughing because I'm getting words mixed up here. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, lower the hands to the ground. Step back, downward dog. That's the beauty of live yoga. You get a real person that makes real mistakes. And then lower the knees to the ground. Let's hinge forward into our knee plank. I know you might be in the mood for a regular plank, but I want us to just practice that experience of letting your chest melt down as your shoulders lift up. It's a wonderful, different kind of push-up. Now I want you to lean forward, hinge forward so your chest is in front of your thumbs, and now bend the elbows, squeeze them in towards each other, and lower yourself down to the ground. Make sure you have room for the next 3 strengtheners, shoulder strengtheners. You'll be on your tummy here. Make sure you can bring your arms out to the sides, forwards, okay, and back. As we settle in, we have 3 moves here we'll be doing. Forehead on the ground, arms resting next to your sides, palms facing down to start. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, lift your legs off the ground, your chest, your forehead off the ground, and bring your hands off the ground. But this time I want you to spin your palms towards each other. Thumbs are pointing down, and lift up and hold. Breathing in, and now slide the shoulder blades down your back. Breathe in and breathe out. Squeeze the bottom cheeks, the glutes, protecting that lower back, and then come all the way down. Make a pillow with your hands. Take a little swing of the hips from side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Notice how your shoulders might have crept back up. Lower them down. Now take your arms out to the sides like airplane wings, but spin the palms so they're forward, the thumbs are lifting up. Forehead on the ground, legs on the ground. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, legs up, forehead, chest up, and then lift your arms up, thumbs up. Bring the hands a little bit higher. Squeeze your bottom cheeks. Keep your gaze towards the ground, not forward. Breathing in, and then shoulder blades, slide them down your back. Relax. It's just a few moments of your time here. And then make a pillow with your hands. Take a breath in. Shoulders affect our hips. They're connected in many ways. So if we're stressed in the shoulders, our hips are impacted. So we want to kind of pay attention to how we feel around the shoulders. And then now one more, we're doing what they call an I. My arms are forward. You might not be able to see me in this position, but thumbs are up. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, lift your legs up, your chest and forehead, and then your arms. Thumbs up as if you're carrying a package. Look towards the ground. Squeeze the legs and reach the arms forward as you're reaching your legs back. So there's an extension and there's a drawing apart of your body. And then take a breath in, and as you breathe out, take a pause. Pillow under your head. Little wiggles from side to side with the hips. Whew. Shoulder blades, slide them down. Not a stressful thing. It's not life-threatening. And then slide the hands next to your chest. Lift onto all fours. And then make sure the legs are together, and let yourself fold over into your embryo. Let the arms drape next to your legs, forehead on the ground. Oh, you might have started to sweat a little bit there. Lots of power there. You're also strengthening your core at the same time, the back of your core, glute muscles. I mean, it just goes on and on. Such a powerful strengthener, all body strengthener, but also targeting the shoulders. Inhale, slide the hands forward, come into your tabletop, curl the toes under, exhale, downward dog, or your extended child's pose. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Place your hands on the ground, feel that connection to the earth, looking forward, either walking or jumping to the front of the mat. Forward fold. Let yourself settle here for just a moment. Where are your shoulders? Slide the shoulder blades down your back. Take a breath in. This time, just lift all the way up. Sweep the arms up to the sky. Come up nice and tall. Bring your hands to your heart. Step your right foot back into your lunge, high lunge. Take your arms and just reach them back behind you, opening up your chest muscles, so just thumbs out to the side, pointing out to the sides. Then I want you to bring your arms forward in front of you as if you have a package in your hands. Take your right arm underneath your left arm and cross it and twist. I'm going to show you how that looks. Stay in your lunge. You're twisting and you're touching your hands towards each other. If you can't touch your hands, place your hands on your shoulders. Not all of us have that flexibility in the shoulders. Take a breath in, lift the fingertips up to the sky, then just bring the elbows as you exhale in towards your knee or in towards your belly, wherever it comes. Inhale, lift back up. And exhale, lower. This is a stretch for the back of your arms, your shoulders, upper back stretch too. Inhale up and then forward. Then lift up, hold and release the arms. Open them up as if you're just about to fly. Release the arms down. Step your right foot forward. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it. Shake out the arms, shake out the legs. Now step your left foot back. Take your arms back behind you. Take an inhale. Exhale, reach the arms forward. Take your left arm underneath your right. Cross it like an X. Twist. Or hands on shoulders. Either touch the palms. These are called eagle arms. Elbows in line with your shoulders. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, elbows towards your knees. Round. Inhale, lift back up. Maybe a slight little back bend. Exhale, forward. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale, forward. And inhale up. Release the arms, open like wings. This time take your hands to the ground. Step back, downward dog, and then lower the knees down. Shake out those arms, roll the shoulders, come sit on your heels for a moment or come off your heels. Just gentle shoulder rolls forward and backwards, loosening up. And then let's come onto our right hip, swing your legs forward. As we get closer and closer to Shavasana, come all the way down. Shoulder blades down, relax. Whew. You might feel your neck tomorrow, or maybe even today, because of all the work we've done. So don't hesitate, you will most likely feel some neck muscles. Sore neck muscles. Hug the knees into your chest. Open up the arms out to the sides. Let your knees drop to the left. Turn your gaze to the right. You might even notice that your right shoulder can actually touch the ground. Maybe it's even easier, this twist, because of the shoulder work we've just done. The stretch and the strengtheners. So if you have rotator cuff issues, the ones we did on our tummies are really good for that. Inhale, which I happen to have, so that's a good one for me. Hug the knees into your chest, maybe bring your forehead to your knees, flex the feet, and then drop your head to the ground, take your knees over to the right, turn your gaze to the left. Left shoulder resting on the ground. And slide the shoulder blades down your back. Nice, huh? You feel like a different person when you've done shoulder work, especially if you're concentrating on lowering the shoulders, but you've also squeezed out tension. Bring your knees back up, give yourself one last hug, and extend your left leg to the left corner of the mat, right to the right corner, and let yourself settle into your Shavasana. Before you actually settle into the Shavasana, pick your shoulders off the ground and slide the shoulder blades down, and then release. Bring your chin and tuck it as if you're trying to create a double chin, or you have an apple between your chin and your chest, just enough, not too close, not too far, and close your eyes. Let everything melt into the mat. And for the next 2 to 5 minutes, just be. Nothing more to do. As I find my way up to seal the practice for the day, for this class. As I bring my hands in front of my heart. So when you do eventually come out of Shavasana, take a pause in your back in your simple seat, or this cross-legged seat, and notice how your shoulders feel so different. And throughout the day, practice, notice, where are they? Okay, I need to drop them down. And begin to make that connection with the amount of stress we experience with how our shoulders, the shape of our shoulders, where our shoulders are. And by simply changing the shape, we change how we feel. Easy. So embracing change as our mantra for today. Embracing the new name for this yoga, online yoga business. So Yoga with Rebecca Jane at yoga, and it's the new website is yogawithrebeccajane.com. Have a lovely day, everyone. Enjoy, and please subscribe to the YouTube. We need more and more people. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste, everyone. See you soon.